The Jumanji punishment is now over.
Well, no, it ain't.
Well, I mean, the competition part of it.
Right.
The punishment part continues on for another 120 days.
119.
Time for
119
days.
Don't
okay,
add
thank
a
you.
day.
It's time for the King of Cans. Tony won the last competition. It's time for Tony to reveal the new punishment, which King Scott is not aware of.
No.
We somehow forgot to talk to King Scott.
This is the normal thing, yeah.
It's okay.
I'm used to this.
You are...
You never hang out with us anymore.
Well,
And
someone
you
has to
are King Scott. That's
No,
right.
that's Wade Boggs.
Yeah. That's Baby Boggs.
King Scott is doing
Your
it.
new name is Baby Boggs.
We need to put side by side of King Scott and Wade Boggs up on the socials, because you got to see what we're talking about. With the way you have shaved your mustache, you are full Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
So Tony, as the King of Cans, and you've discussed it with at least three of the four of us.
Correct.
3 of the 4 of us have agreed to it. And the new punishment is...
We're sticking with the cinema, and it's the Spider-Man punishment.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Okay, so explain.
So what this means
explain
is-
the Spider-Man.
Dude,
So-
that was the
This
coolest
is
opening of that. That was the cartoon. It was so bad. I can still see it in my head.
So the Spider-Man punishment is as followed. What you have to do is, the loser, the very instant that you lose, you have to, for 1 full month, any event that you attend that is radio station related, which includes coming here into work, being on air from 6 to 10, meetings that we have in the big boardroom, anything that has to do with work related, you have to dress up full head to toe Spider-Man costume.
You have to wear a Spider-Man costume every work-related event, including actually coming to work.
Like the
Now-
full head-to-toe singlet? Like the,
Yes,
like
the singlet.
Like
Now
the
there
morph
is
suit?
now before you have questions, there are a few things. The mask, okay? You have to show up. Like if you are going into this room, you have to show up into this room with the mask on, then you can remove it.
Oh, my gosh.
Obviously, you don't drive with the mask on.
But let's clear something up. Not from the moment you lose, because you have to get the Spider-Man costume.
No, I'm saying like from you will that
Probably
day.
the Monday.
Yeah.
The Monday after the Friday.
And no, they're not going to kill your uncle.
You have to secure a Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, I mean,
Somebody says they're going to kill your uncle. No, like we're not going that full Spider-Man.
Uncle
into the whole
Ben.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I got a few questions. So when you say station related, that means the show as well.
Yeah, that means
Yeah,
you will be
here.
here Monday through Friday in Spider-Man.
In your Spider-Man costume.
Okay, so can I, and I'm not asking for an exemption here, but let's say one of my bands, since we just did Wayback Point Fest, one of my bands does a station thing, but I'm not there as a station guy when I'm on stage with the band.
You are. You're still an
No,
employee
I'm
of the
not.
station.
But I'm not, not on the stage. I'm not getting paid by the station or any of that. I'm
But it's a
if I
work-related
If I
event,
go to
right?
a ho-ho show, I'm not getting paid either, but I'm still a representative of the station.
Yeah, it's work-related.
But yeah, but you're not going to a ho-ho show unless you're a part of it, a part of the particular event or something.
If I go and I go to MC a trivia night, I'm not emceeing the trivia night as Tony Patrico, resident of Wentzville. I'm going as Tony Patrico
Wherever you
from
go,
the Riz
you're
Show.
still a part
So we're
of the
saying
show.
No,
if
I'm
our
so-
company's logo is attached to the program in any way, we have to show up as Spider-Man.
What I'm telling you is this one instance it has to be an exemption, and I'm not being a baby here. Okay, wait. Let's say the.
But don't say you're not a
time
part
out
of the
for a second.
station.
Well, of course not, man. But stop and think for a second. Let's say the station put on weddings, all right, and the person that it was getting married happens to be doing something with a point, and there's a point banner or something, but they hire you independently as a DJ to do the wedding.
If it is a person that says, I love the show, I listen every day, I will show up and do at least one song, or at some point in the night, I will be in the Spider-Man costume.
You have to understand what I'm talking about here. I'm going to have a Forrest Gump beard, and if I do
I think for at least one song,
I
think for at least one song, you have to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I think to solve that,
Is this just set up to just crush me?
No.
Because this is absurd.
It's not.
You know what's happening here.
I think people that listen to your bands know you.
Don't sip your coffee, weigh in.
You want me to just keep screaming on
If
top
I
of
get a
everybody else?
DUI, if I get a DUI, I could still get in trouble because I'm a representative of the radio station.
What?
Regardless of where I go, I'm still representative of the radio station.
On that theory, that means we need to wear it everywhere.
Yeah,
No, this is
that's a terrible
Apples,
theory.
apples and green beans.
I think if you
know what I'm saying.
If you get hired to play a show that is a point show,
But they're
like
not-
if you,
but the
like if
Point's
you take
not hiring me
hold on,
because I
time out.
work for the Point.
You take Moon's Medley Brigade. You take that band and you go book a show at Firebird and you play that show. You don't have to wear a damn thing that is Spider-Man because it's not a radio station event. You play a ho-ho show with one of your bands, you're playing at least one song dressed as Spider-Man.
But you understand that this is that's a different umbrella. That should not count. That has nothing to do with this show.
I think if 105.7 The Point's logo is anywhere involved with...
Scott, stay out of this, you dummy.
Yeah, I think so, because that way, too, we have to go to concerts that way.
He's just jumping on board just to do this.
No, it's part of
guys
the
know
company.
that you're piling on just
Why
because
would
it's
you-
funny.
Let me ask you, why would you not want to wear a Spider-Man costume for one
Look at
one
my
song?
face now.
One song.
Try to take
Wayne.
half
How
of my
funny would
lyrics
that be?
seriously.
It would take the focus off your face.
What if you just came out?
One
What if you
song.
just had your band play the theme from Spider-Man? You came
One
out
song.
dressed as Spider-Man
Do you understand?
into a song.
We're giving it out.
Let's say you're a Greek Fire fan that doesn't listen to the Rizzuto Show or the Point or doesn't know much
They would
about
go,
it,
"Oh, cool,
or you're a
Moon's in
Goldfinger fan and
Moon's in a
okay, they're gonna
in a
go
Spider-Man
What
costume."
is? I don't get what's
well,
happening.
look at how funny he is.
Yeah, how many losses have you had? There's a good chance you
Look,
won't.
here's
you
a guy
don't
that
have to
doesn't
worry
take
about
everything
it.
so
Five
seriously.
now.
Okay, here's a really good point.
You understand?
okay?
I'm not.
I know.
I'm
I hear you.
literally
Listen, man,
not
I hear
pushing
you.
back to push
I hear
back.
you.
No, I'm saying here's a guy that doesn't take everything so seriously. He's in a Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Someone
and then he
here
takes it off, it
says.
looks like Forrest Gump.
Listen, somebody here says Moon is right. If they aren't specifically at a Point event, no Spider-Man event. A Goldfinger show in St. Louis would not be considered a Point event. If it was at Wayback Point Fest or a ho show, yes, it is.
Yeah. It has our branding on it.
If it was just a show at
you guys are
Pops, no.
legitimately like keychaining me into something.
You
That's
could always
pretty
say,
ridiculous.
okay, then I don't want to do it.
No, I'm not, dude. You.
How do you know
I
I'm
wish
not
I could
get-
say what I want to
How
say.
do you know I'm not getting a band together and doing something?
Because you wouldn't with this punishment looming. You wouldn't do it. You'd do it in January or
I will
whatever.
be 100% honest. I wouldn't care. If I had to go out in a Spider-Man costume doing something, I wouldn't care. If I had to do a trivia night,
This
a
is
charity
different.
trivia
Stop
night.
it. Stop it. You guys, you're comparing yourselves, and there's no comparison here. We can't even get close to something. The closest thing we can do is him DJing a wedding. But even that, like, you guys understand that this is an unfair placement, but that's fine. Well, let's roll with it.
I think you're making a bigger deal out of what the one. What
I think of course I'm making a big deal. My band is a big deal to me. All my bands, my music, my art, it is a big deal
So
to
your
me.
art can include a Spider-Man
I thought it's art.
onesie for.
Listen, sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. And if that could take away an experience from a fan that's trying to get something out of something, and I come out
You
with
really
this
think
beer that I'm already
the
committed
guy
to.
from Collective Soul was wearing a woman's lingerie.
Don't you dare!
Oh,
collect me
he
to-
got my gift? Oh, good.
Don't compare me to Collective Soul. And again, that's his business. It's his art. It's something he's pushing. That's in his control. You understand that I would not normally come out in a Spider-Man costume with. Well, I might in Goldfinger.
If it's Greek fire, and you bring out the couch, just imagine as you're
Spider-Man,
you like that?
Okay,
little
fine.
high-rise.
Listen, I'll
And
go
here,
just
but
because
here's the other thing.
you
Let me finish something. You asked me to say something. If you don't want to do it, then say no. You can say no. If
no,
you don't agree
can't.
to the terms we're all
have
talking, say no.
You have all put me into a corner.
Not at all.
Where the
I've
people
said no to things
where
before.
the
We
people
all have something we would say no to. Say no to this.
I understand that, but I'm not going to say.
I
no
don't
to
want
this.
you to say no.
I'm not
to
going
it,
to say no to this at all. But you understand, like the majority of people aren't going to be able to take themselves out of their own life to put themselves in my life and understand what I do go through and how hard I do work to create something that is within, bookends of a particular art and a style and everything. It's people don't just willy nilly
I would
do a
also
band.
like to take a poll of the Greek. Let's say it's Greek Fire that we're talking about. How many people in that crowd are racial listeners? I would say a good 80%.
Yeah, possibly. And the majority of Greek Fire fans that really dig deep know I'm a goofball.
And the 20%
they know
would go, oh, why is he in a Spider-Man costume? And then the other 80% would go, well, he lost a real or fake. That's cool.
But I,
Well, you know what?
I-
Let me try to talk it out with you and make it not make you convince you, but maybe make it seem less bad. Is that the only thing that you're concerned with? Because
Oh,
if
yeah,
it is,
truly.
how long is your set?
Truly.
How long is the set?
Well, if we're headlining, probably hour and 15.
Hour and 15 out of however long the entire month. If that's the only thing you're concerned about, it's an hour and a half. Or one song. which
One
they
song,
agree to.
I
put-
literally made it clear that that's the only thing that I would be worried about.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
only thing is mixing the two that don't really need to be mixed for this because it's not the thing. But it's fine. Let's do it.
I'm
The
just
thing
trying
is,
to make it
people-
better for
there's
you.
no
are saying-
overlapped caveat for you guys. That's all I'm saying. You understand? We usually try to do a punishment that's even for everyone, and this is not.
Oh, there 100% is for me.
All right, we'll see.
Oh, there is.
Oh yeah, what you got?
What job did I do last year? What was my third job last year?
What?
About the
You talking about the
drug dealers
blues?
thing? You talking-
Yeah. That technically would count then, would it not?
100% no.
Okay, well then we're good. Just on Riz Show night
If
then.
it was Riz Show night, you'd have
Riz
to
Show
work.
night
Yeah.
is in February.
Who knows
we're
how long
good.
this is going to go?
So then never mind.
Get out of
I
here.
would,
But I was-
say that you would have to do something DJ-wise, at least a song like you said you would.
Oh, if there was,
And
if there
so
was,
would King Scott.
so Roger's a dude in the chat room, and I'm DJing his wedding at the end of October, and he said, "If Patrico, if you lose, you will DJ part of my wedding in the costume." You're damn right, I would.
There you go.
But, okay. Again, that's apples
And that's my
green
brand.
beans.
There's going to be grandmas
That's his
and
art.
grandpas there that have never even heard of the point.
Yeah, but you're not presenting anything. He is hiring you to do something. That's not what.
He is hiring me to perform in front of a crowd.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
you are being
Are you,
hired
are you,
to
are you
perform in front of
legitimately
presenting
paralleling
music.
these two things?
Yes, right now I am.
Yeah, it's his
Okay.
art. That's what he does.
No, it's not, man. Like that's not the
I'd
same
say he's got
thing.
more in line with that than because it's not rock and roll. It's
All
DJing.
you're doing is just
It's
egging
wed-
on.
No, it's weddings.
Don't minimize what he does.
I'm
But
not
it's weddings.
minimizing.
He can
I'm
do
saying
wedding
that-
gigs.
no,
You
I
just
did
You
not.
said that you
If that's
playing
how you
on
want to
stage is
interpret it,
more important
that's on
than-
you.
Than what he does.
I didn't.
He rocks the ones and
What
twos.
did you just say? You literally just created words
He
that
just
never were
he
involved in
rocks
this
the ones
story.
and twos, and sure, you rock out on stage, but his stage is usually a card table with some.
Sure, just because he can fold his stage up at the end of the night and put it in his truck.
This has nothing to do
No
with that.
offense.
Hey, I do
That's
like
all right.
I do like your blues comparison though, and that's a good comparison. And I would say no, you should not be required, especially if the blues aren't okay with you doing.
But then again, the St. Louis
DJing
Blues
and-
hire
and-
me. The St. Louis
But that's what I'm
Blues are
saying.
the
Do
one
I
that
have
are
to
paying
wear
me.
it if I go
But
see
that's
my
the same-
parole
it's a different
officer?
thing.
Who is paying you to perform?
Well, the venue would.
Yeah, but why is that
You
show
asked a
happening
question,
in
you
the
got
venue?
an answer. What?
Why is that show at that venue though?
But those are promotional connections.
Gentlemen.
You really want to get into the semantics
Gentlemen.
and the details behind the stage of all
Fine,
this
you don't
stuff.
have to do it
Come
at any show.
on. No, we'll
you don't have to do it at any shows.
No, because all you're doing is like recruiting people to say that I'm bitching.
Nobody's recruiting anybody. You have been the one that's talking. I
Okay.
purposely said nothing during this whole thing.
I just brought
Which,
something
by
up.
the way, that is a feat.
I shut my mouth. I said nothing and let you talk the whole time. And people made up their own minds on how they feel about it.
All right.
So fine. No, it's Spider-Man, except for if you're in a band and you're performing on a stage.
No, we'll do it.
That you can't
I'll-
fold
I'll
up and put
do
in
it.
your
Very
trunk.
important. More important than DJing.
That is what you said.
That's what I'm taking out of this whole thing.
Dude, now you're just poking the bear.
Fine. Here.
You're poking the bear's
I'll meet you in the
zest.
middle.
Called you a bear.
I'll meet you in the middle.
I don't
okay?
even know.
No, we're meeting in the middle. You don't have to. You don't have to perform. You don't have to perform in Spider-Man at all. If you do a meet and greet, you're in Spider-Man the whole damn time with the mask on.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Oh man, that's
So either
vicious.
on stage or at the meet and greet.
On stage, one song or the meet and greet.
If I'm singing in the meet and greet, am I allowed to take the mask off?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you don't have to wear the mask.
No, you can.
He just said I
that
did.
was me being a smartass. But if it's either one song on stage during the show
Or
or the entire meet and greet.
Okay, I'm glad we hashed this out.
See, that's all we had to do.
Yeah, we just had to yell at each other for
That's
7
all
minutes.
we had to do.
Did we make our picks yet?
Yeah, so you lost.
Oh, dear.
Somebody does bring up a good point. Just win, or just don't lose.
Oh, okay, that's so cute. We all said that before.
Okay, so What was the deal? One song or all meet and greet?
Yeah, we'll do the meet and greet. Yeah.
And what about the DJ in that?
Oh, I told you, if it's a wedding that a listener has booked me for, and they want me to DJ the whole damn thing in the Spider-Man costume, I will. Because it's their event, they're paying me, I'll do what they want.
You guys just don't understand.
Same with
I have to answer to other people that are in this business with me, and I've already had to answer it, and they go, "Are you really going to England with this beard?" And I go, "Yeah." And then now I'm going to, when they, November.
You can go to England, you don't have to dress up like Spider-Man at all.
So it's either
Listen to me. What I'm saying is, if I do lose this too, I'm going to have to go to the same guys and go, "Hey guys,
I'm going to be honest with you.
Spider-Man's really letting himself go.
in a Spider-Man costume
I'd rather
too."
see you in the Spider-Man costume than ripped jeans and a jacket with flags on it. And
You
frills
understand what
and
I'm?
stuff.
You understand what I'm saying, though. They're not going to have any say in this, and they're going to go, "Great, my guitar players have come out looking like Colonel Chamberlain and Spider-Man."
I think
And
that's
they
a
have no
refreshing
say.
twist
I think they
on
would
the
get
band.
it.
Yeah.
I think they
I don't
get
think
it.
the
love you.
dirtbags would
I'm
mind.
locking it in.
You might get
I
a
don't think the
Comic-Con.
dirtbags would be upset at all.
You guys are crazy.
I'm locking it in.
Yo, if it's a dirtbags thing, great. I'll do it all day.
Is
That's very
is
90s.
Goldfinger supposed to come back around here?
I can't say anything right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't say anything, but I have to like protect. There's other people. Whatever. Just do whatever. I'll do Spider-Man all day.
I'm all day.
All day, he said. All day,
Already
every
met in the
day.
middle.
Nothing
And
about
middle.
the nighttime, just the day.
If I go to a show and you're wearing something silly, I'm going to go, you probably look better in a Spider-Man costume.
Oh, that's just like your opinion, man.
How about
Yep.
you could shave for your daughter's wedding if you walk her down the aisle dressed as Spider-Man?
All right, I'm locking it in.
Yeah.
I'm ready? I'm locking it in.
Lock it.
It's a Spider-Man competition, and it is